What happened in Edo State in the recent days, maybe yesterday or the day before, it's a disaster. It's a show of shame. Whatever, is going on between the past government and this government and the royal palace should not have come out to rear its ugly head in public sphere like this. When we in international relations, when we talk of nations that are unstable, nations that has every indices of instability. This is exactly what we talk about. Your president and your governor should be the face. That's what they should be. The president and the governor is a privileged position. And your traditional institutions, they should be the face of the country and the states, respectively, attracting investors, whether local or foreign, and assuring investors that our place, our state is safe for you to come do business. Because investment brings employment and brings development with it. But the show of shame that was on display at the museum in Benin has set us 1,000 years back. Look, I'm not saying disregard traditions or anything, but I'm saying traditions and institutions, whether it be our local traditions or new democracy, if they stand in the way of development, they should be moved. They should be shifted. Because you can't have both. For example, you have the Prime Minister of the UK trying to attract investments, and then the king is doing something else to drive people out or chase people away. The time will come that will tell the king, chill out. And that's exactly what they've done to his brother Andrew. It's a bad investment for us. So they've stripped him of his titles. He's not an ordinary person. I know we will never get there because there's so many sycophants in Nigeria compared to realists. So no one will be bold enough to tell these traditional leaders or state governors to behave well. But those street urchins or those touts or agberos who were out there intimidating people, and then, I don't understand, man. You guys are really lucky that you didn't touch any of those white people. Even if they were from Albania or Romania, you guys would have learned differently. You can beat your own people, because that's what black people do. We destroy our own. Those who look like us, we're quick to pull the whip and whip more than the oppressor. We're quick to pull up a knife or a gun and destroy the one that looks like us. Outsiders never destroys us. It's us. The Judas is within. The enemy of us is within. Yesterday, all of you were shouting. One idiot in the crowd said, our Oba is the second God. I'm like, you should be ashamed. I thought the Oba was your first God. Another one said, Oba got talk about this, that. And the other one was calling Oba's name and cursing. None of you were intimidating the black people around there. None of you were bold enough to touch the Oyibo. One fool in the crowd said, look, the Oyibo self not getting yash. That was your biggest issue. I heard it. I watched the videos. That's a show of shame. If you guys understand Benin City, you know the history behind Benin City, you know the position that Benin City hold in the world, you will not disgrace us like that. People abroad try so much to take Benin to that height, and you guys, under 2 seconds after smoking weed, colos loud, a lot of cheap whiskeys and cheap fake drinks, you come out on the street and destroy everything that people have done. If you know the position of Benin, I'm an Esan man from Ugboa, the Ukato Palace, but I proudly every time tell people about Benin Kingdom, the great Benin City, and how he held the might of the British Empire at bay. Every time I open my mouth, I'm preaching about it. I don't preach about the Oba because I don't do people. I preach about the Benin tradition, the Benin institution, because it's bigger than any Oba. It was there before the Oba, President Oba came. So our Benin Kingdom is not about the current king or his son after him. No, the Benin Kingdom is the Benin Kingdom, just like the British Kingdom is bigger than the Windsors. The Benin Kingdom is bigger than every one of us. When I tell white people here that I'm from the Benin Kingdom and I start talking about Benin, they open their mouth like that. They be like, wow. Some of them know, and they start discussing things. Some don't, and they said, can you point me to a book to read? Instead of you to be writing your history in books for people to read and come by, make Benin City the greatest hub of tourist attraction in the whole of Africa. No, rather, all you're doing is chasing people out. Pharaoh is not better than us. Everybody goes to Egypt to look at the Pharaoh tomb and the pyramid. Benin, people should be coming from abroad to look at the moat. I know how fascinated people are about our culture, about Benin Kingdom. For the show of display on TV, on camera, on social media for all to see by those street urchins, those illiterate gangs on the street who are remnants of illiteracy, the failure of our education system, the show of shame on display, man, is not good for us, not to talk of the foreigners. Somebody said in a comment I was reading, he said, and you wonder why the only things in existence in Benin are hotels, hall houses, beer parlors, churches, and mosques.